We'll call to order at 6:04, and tonight I've asked Gary to please do the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody else will be muted except for Gary. Thank you.
Okay, hold 1 second.
I have a flag in the office.
We ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States.
Yeah, thank you. To the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And for the invocation, I've asked Matthew to do that tonight.
All right. As we meet in this virtual format, we take the time to ask for God's blessings. Lord, thank you for the opportunity to serve the city and the citizens of Allen Park. Know that we share in the responsibility to make decisions that ultimately help those who call Allen Park their home. We do not take this responsibility lightly, and we ask for your guidance. Please watch over and keep safe the elderly in our community during these trying times. Grant them health and safety, and we implore family, friends, and neighbors to check on and aid them in any way that they can. Pray for all city employees and the work they do each day. Shield and protect our police officers, firefighters, and all first responders, and grant peace and strength to their families. We provide guidance, hope, and safety to all of the students, teachers, support staff, and administrators as they prepare and start a new school year in very new conditions with very new and arduous challenges. We request the same to all parents who face the stress associated with school during a pandemic. We realize that we are living lives drastically affected by this crisis. We also realize that we are still living our lives. We pray for everyone who has experienced the loss of a loved one. Lord, grant us to serve others as you made the ultimate sacrifice for all. Help us to find joy in the little things, rejoice in the love we share with friends and family, to laugh, to smile, and believe that we all have the potential to touch someone's life in a positive way. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Matthew. We'll take the roll call.
All right, Councilman Blevins.
Here.
Councilman Schlack.
Present.
Councilman Valerius.
Here.
Councilman Syke.
Here.
Councilman Lloyd.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Lally.
Here.
Treasurer Armstrong.
Present.
And Mayor McLeod.
Here.
We have a quorum, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve and or correct the agenda for August 25?
Motion.
I'm sorry, a motion by
Valerius.
Matthew. Second by Blevins.
Yes.
Are there any corrections?
Yeah, I have claims and account, separate claims and accounts.
We had a request to separate claims and accounts from the agenda. So without exception, we will remove claims and accounts from the consent agenda and take it as a separate item. Is there anything else? Okay, hearing none, if we'll take the roll call.
Okay, I have a motion by Valerius, supported by Blevins, to separate, to approve the agenda with the amendment of separating claims and accounts from consent. Shall this motion pass? Councilman Blevins.
Yes.
Councilman Lally.
Yes.
Councilman Lloyd.
Yes.
Mayor McLeod.
Yes.
Councilman Schlack.
Yes.
Councilwoman Syke.
Yes.
And Councilman Valerius. Thank you.
Yes.
The yeses have it. Next item on the agenda.
Thank
Mayor.
you. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes for the August 11th meeting?
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Lally,
Second by
second
Syke.
by Councilwoman Syke. Are there any corrections? Hearing none, take the roll to approve, please.
Okay, Mayor, I have a motion by Pro Tem Lally, supported by Councilman Syke, to approve the minutes as presented for August 25th, 2020. Mayor Pro Tem Lally.
Yes.
Councilman Lloyd.
Yes.
Mayor McLeod.
Yes.
Councilman Schlack.
Yes.
Councilwoman Syke,
Yes.
Councilman Valerius,
Yes.
and Councilman Levens.
Yes.
The yeses have it. Next item, Mayor.
Hey,
Next
Mayor.
item is organizational business where.
Mayor, I got a question, please. Mike, please, could you do something with your voice? You're coming in, I can't understand you sometimes.
I think your microphone's breaking or something.
Yeah, I think a couple of people have occasion once in a while where the microphone, it depends on their equipment.
Okay, well, I would.
Yeah,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
yeah, I know, it's the same thing, yeah.
Okay.
Needs a better mic. Mike needs a better mic.
Knew that was coming.
Well, where's the rim shot for it? Come on. Kibby.
Always have to follow after the tough stuff. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Allen Road is closed at the Ecorse Creek. This is between Southfield Road and Outer Drive and in front of Thunderbolt. The approximate closure date is still October 19th or thereabouts. They said about 8 to 10 or 10 to 12 weeks. Wayne County will be replacing the bridge on that section of Allen Road. Alternate routes and detours have been posted, but we're running into a great deal of heavy traffic in the neighborhoods. A lot of complaints on that. We're trying to work with Wayne County to get the appropriate road closure signage in the appropriate areas. Tom made some calls. They did get some signage out on Allen Road between Roosevelt, Ecorse, and Southfield Road, but there's hardly any signage from Southfield to the bridge closure itself. So we'll need to work with them to get that in the appropriate areas. But they were very resistant even to put the signs up along Allen Road. So I do commend Tom for able to accomplish that. But we're going to keep hammering at them to get it to going a little bit more. We may need to call Commissioner Baydoun and get him involved, but we'll see how we will move along on that process. For the street improvement millage, this is GV Cement is the contractor. They're working on the restoration there on Park Avenue still. I was down there this way. They're looking like they're ready for sod, but I believe that they had almost 3/4 of the houses had sprinkler systems. So they had to go back and fix all the sprinkler systems. So I believe those are all done now, and they're able to move on to the sod here shortly. Over on Robinson Avenue, they're pouring sidewalks and driveway approaches on the east side of the street between Devonshire and Berkshire today, and they started the restoration between Champaign and Devonshire. I talked to a resident out there this morning. He said everything was going really well. He was very happy with the contractor, very happy to have his project done in front of his house. He's the corner house closest to Champaign. Very, very happy again, very happy with everything going on. So it was nice to hear that. Over the previous years, myself and Bob had made it our way to get out to the neighborhoods as much as we could. We haven't done that as much lately, but it was nice to be able to stop there, talk to the gentleman for a couple minutes, and get some positive feedback. The water main replacement for Meyer Avenue, that work continues. They're still installing the residential services. They're working on some lead services that they had over there. They did not have as many as they thought they were going to have, but they still had, I believe, 21 out of, I think they predicted maybe 35. And that was an interesting number because that was an area that they thought may be a high because of the age of the homes and the age of that water line. So it was a nice surprise not to have that many. So I don't know if that means anything as they move across the board and across the city and looking to gather all that information, but hopefully we don't have as many lead services as we thought we may have had. For street sectioning, Wick Road, Manor Avenue, that intersection is closed and it will remain closed for probably about another week or so, maybe 2 weeks. I believe they were pouring some concrete. Either they did that yesterday or they'll be doing that tomorrow. I did not go that section. I did go down, see Becker Avenue there on Wick is still under construction. And once that opens up, those two areas open up, that will complete concrete fully from Park Avenue all the way to Allen Road, a nice stretch of roadway on both sides of Wick. As you know, Wick has two lanes each direction, so it is like doing a couple major street blocks where we're a Park Avenue is much wider. Robinson is not as wide as Park Avenue. So it'd be like doing a bunch of Robinsons. Nice accomplishment over there. Tom's done a great job of getting that all marked out. And Mario Savone has been the contractor working on those. And I think they've done a really good job and not really interfered with traffic too much. It's still an inconvenience, but I think the people are really understanding, and hopefully they'll appreciate the nice, smooth concrete when it's all said and done. So mentioning Savone Cement, they'll soon be starting on the interior drain trench repair at the fire station, as well as working on the front ramp reconstruction. The drain trench is inside the building. It is a metal drain that we've had some issues with. We've actually had one of the firefighters trip and fall on it. So it is definitely a need to get repaired. So Mario is going to take care of that for us. And then the front ramp, as you've all driven down Roosevelt, looks horrendous. We were able to work with Lincoln Park. John Kazoo was able to come over and do some patchwork with the asphalt that kind of adheres a little bit better. It's something they use in their city. It's worked well for us for the last few years, but definitely time to make that repair more permanent. They'll do those. I believe they're going to be doing them in thirds, as they still need to be able to keep the doors open to get the fire trucks in and out. So they'll be working on that over the course of some time here. Probably, I'm going to guess, until the early fall, but they should be able to get all of it done before this construction season ends. The DPS facility project, the detention pond is approximately 95% complete, and a majority of the storm sewer lines have been installed. GV is the contractor on that project. They are now working on the sanitary sewer lines. The driveway approach at our drive is nearly complete, and I say nearly complete because they had to stop a small section short, because that is the current access road into the property. So once the curing time allows for the main driveway to reopen, they'll then take out the other temporary road, which was the first road in, and they'll finish that concrete section there probably within the next few weeks here. I think they poured last Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'm going to guess probably in about another week, they should be able to get, that'll be their 14-day cure time. Should be able to get a good break and be able to open up that roadway. But they'll take whatever they need to do to make it happen, because we still have the other access road. I don't want them to get in there too early if we don't need to. They have completed the building pad, and Rains has been over to stake the building footings, and they were actually supposed to start today. That has been delayed. Looks like they're going to probably be Thursday or Friday to start on those footings on the building itself. And then due to the COVID-19, if Bob was here to tell you he didn't know steel could get COVID-19, but apparently steel does get COVID-19 or is affected by COVID-19. And those have been delayed about a month. And I'm really not surprised, because you know, when you look to, most of the country has been shut down for some period of time. So I'm not surprised that the steel industry was also affected in that manner. So we're about a month behind. That'll push us into mid-December to get the building completely enclosed. That's based on the tentative schedule that we received from the contractor of 10 to 12 weeks. If we're at 10 weeks, obviously much better. But 12 weeks will put us around the middle of December for that to be completely enclosed. The installation of the new water meters has started, but the response from the residents has been to set appointments has been a little low. Again, I'm not surprised on that. I think there's still a hesitation to letting people in the house with everything going on, but they are taking safety precautions when they do enter the residence. They do wear their mask. They are all geared up, taking every safety precaution possible to make themselves and the homeowner safe at the same time. So we're working on getting those installed. I did have a person on Facebook. I know we're going to be getting into the snowbirds going to Florida. I don't know why I'd go to Florida at this point in time. I wouldn't go to Florida at this point in time, but there'll be people here in a couple months be heading down. And so we're trying to get those as they come across. So he actually messaged us. I got that to Tom. We're able to get him an appointment, or we'll get him an appointment in the next day or so to get his installed before he leaves out of town. As Sandy mentioned earlier, I'm just going to go through the stats that she sent over to us last week for our department head meeting. We appreciated her giving an update this evening. The library reports the following information. They've made over 1,000 curbside deliveries. And I believe she actually said it was closer to 1,400. They received their first porch side request. and they want to thank the Parks and Recreation for assistance on that delivery. She mentioned it to be in the first because they have really not advertised that too much yet. So they're still trying to make sure they work all the bugs out of that. But I think that's going to be a great program to go along with that curbside delivery. They are continuing to issue their library cards via the online registration process. The library cards, which are set to expire between April 1st and November 30th, have already been extended through the end of 2020, and they will continue to make extensions as necessary. And then, as she mentioned earlier, tutor.com is available to all Allen Park residents with a valid library card. In addition to the tutoring.com offers resume building for job seekers, and this link is on the library's website. She's described this program to me when I was over there yesterday. Sounds like a great program, a great asset for the residents, for the students, and for adults with the resume building application as well. So anytime you can get some assistance like that, it always is very beneficial and help in that career advancement. The historical marker that was in front of the old City Hall has been relocated to Cunningham Park. And I want to thank Jim Gross for helping to make this happen. I believe that is the Southfield Road line was a main artery, and that is the significance of that historical marker. So it is actually not far off, as it wasn't far off of that trail at City Hall. Cunningham Park is a perfect location for that. And Jim was very instrumental in getting all the information, making sure it went in the right location. He does a great job for us, and I know he does a great job for Mike all the time. A great asset to the city. I'm going to go off board here a little bit. Throw the music out if you need to shut me up if you have to, but I'm going to go off a little bit. I had a question come in earlier about the Allen Park show, and Councilman Lloyd had sent something over, so I just want to give a real brief update on that. We had received a couple of RFPs. One was more suitable for the community, and we talked to those developers a little bit beforehand, and then COVID-19 came in and kind of put everything on hold. So we're still in that holding pattern. We have had a phone conversation with that group, and they had some involvement in the past to the theater. It was the George Nichols, some family members of George Nichols, I believe, was the original theater owner. And so we'll eventually get back to talking to them probably in the next few weeks, myself and Matt Baker, probably even possibly Bob Cadius. He was involved initially on that conversation with Dave Boomer. So we'll get back into that and also be able to want to talk to the state, as there could be some grant assistance from the state for redevelopment. And I know Bob has been working with the DCC, the Downriver Community Conference Brownfield Consortium. They have approved some money for asbestos removal, but then came back at the next sentence and said, but we have no money. So we've been granted the money, they don't have the money. So, but it is a good sign that we are in their protocol process to be awarded once they do have the funding come available. So I'll keep you up to date on that. Councilman, I hope that'll suffice for what you were looking for. And again, it's just kind of been set to the side. We've had a little bit of change in the last month of July. I was a little stressed as well for July, but we have some great people in place now, and I feel comfortable that we'll be able to make some headway on that project here in the next few weeks. As well. I'm going to yield to. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I yield to the council, I'll answer your questions first, because I'm going to yield to Chris Egan here.
How are the mailers for the water meters being sent out? Are they all going out at one time, or are they going out in batches? Or
I don't know for certain, but I believe they're doing different sectors of the city, because I think that was the problem with the gentleman that I had received the email from. Actually, he made a post on there, and I was able to message him. And
there seem to be a lot of questions about, like, some people have no idea what the heck's going on, and some people are like, is this real, or is this a scam, or is this what's going on with these meters?
I believe they were doing by billing district is my guess. I'll find that out. I apologize. And Tom didn't have anything on the agenda. I don't know why Tom didn't have anything on the agenda. I'm surprised. Doug Lafon didn't have anything on the agenda. So no,
I was just curious. It was just a random question. I was just wondering if they were getting sent out. I figured they were going out in sections instead of just going out in one big, huge block.
Well,
every,
Then let me ask you this, because you're in the north end. Did you get anything yet, or Councilman Slack, have you got? And the gentleman was in the north end. He said when he called, it wasn't his sector yet.
Okay.
So I believe that they're going by billing districts, and
Okay.
they'll be getting to those areas. But if there are people that are going out of town for an extended period of time, if they call and let us know, we'll be able to get them scheduled.
Okay. Thank you.
Are we going to have Chief Egan speak first, and then we'll get back to questions on your report?
I can do that. Yep. Let me get Chief Egan into the promote him to a panelist. He should be able to come on here in a second.
But we're not paying him any more money now. We're promoting him.
I know. Chief, your overtime rate is still the same.
No problem.
Okay.
Just like ours.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Want to update, let everybody know that we've updated our website for the Allen Park Police Department. If you go to the city of Allen Park and then go to the police station, police department site, you'll be able to see our vision, mission statement, and core values. Our vision statement is simply Allen Park, where all can live safely without fear, protected by a police department with the highest ethical and professional standards. And we're trying to accomplish that in many different ways. It's my privilege tonight to award 2 of our lieutenants with they've attended the Eastern Michigan Police Staff and Command. Obviously with Zoom, it's a little harder to do these things, but I didn't want it to go without. So Lieutenant Jim Soden and Lieutenant Chris Granica will be receiving a Education Excellent Award that they will get, and they'll be able to wear their green and white EMU pin on their uniform. It's a great program that teaches best practices and standards, which is what we're trying to accomplish here. Myself and also Lieutenant Mihal has went through the program, and currently our Administrative Sergeant Feltz is going through it. So I wanted to let everybody know that. It's really important. We also have a cop on the block tomorrow at 10775 CVIT. It's going to be the dead end cul-de-sac there off of Goddard. And you'll be able to meet our brand new officer who just came out of FTO training today. And he'll be there, Kevin Swope, and he'll be starting on midnights that night. So you'll get a chance to see him before his first shift. So hopefully he can come out. And that's all I had.
Does anybody have any questions on the
I'm going to open up.
administrator's report?
Yeah, I'm going to allow Brandy Swinehart to come in as well.
Okay.
I just realized I just missed a message here. I know we talked about the library. I just want to make sure there's anything else I missed on that. If she can just update anything I may have missed as well.
No, everything that you said is exactly what we're doing. Everything is going really well. Summer reading went really well. We've had a lot of people submit forms for library cards. So I think we've given out almost 100 temporary library cards so far over the internet. So everything is going very well, and you said everything we needed to say.
It's helpful when I receive an email directly from Sandy. So, and Brandy, I had some information that I think was sent to the schools. So Brandy's also notified the school district of the issues there, because they work kind of hand in hand. So they were made aware of the tutor.com program, I believe, as well.
Yes, I believe that the email that Sandy sent you was pretty much exactly what I had written to the teachers and the media specialists.
Okay, thank you. Chief Ian and Chris and Brandy, I'm going to put a remove here. If I remove you from the meeting completely, I apologize. Come back in.
I'll bet.
Okay.
I'm going to remove you, and I think that gets you back into the. I don't want to do that, because if you do, all right, I'm going to work on getting you guys back into the audience there. So.
Does anyone else have any questions on the administrator's report?
I got a question, or just a comment. For the dollar show, if we could maybe have a meeting with the economic development about updates, so that we all are aware of what's going on. That's all. If there's any updates with the dollar show.
He's writing it down. Okay. I had one, I just want to make sure, going back to number 6, when you comment on the detention pond, what's the percentage completed? Because I think you said 65 and it says 95.
If I said 65, I apologize. It is supposed to be 95.
It is 95, okay. That's even better. And then on the Allen Park Library cards expiring, was that April 1st or is it August 1st?
It should be August 1st.
Okay,
Yeah, I believe they've already extended everything up to that point, so they're working on that next
Okay.
the next group there, or that group was they already extended the others up before that.
okay, that's what I thought. Does anybody else have any questions?
And I did
If
email
not-
that to everybody. I know it was about after 5 o'clock, but I tried to email that to everybody so you have it. If you didn't, if you have any issue, let me know and I'll email it back again.
Can I have a motion then to accept and file the administrator's report?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Schlock,
Second, Valerius.
second by Mr. Valerius. You'll take the vote on it, Mike?
Yes, can you guys hear me better now?
Eh,
Just a little better.
That's a little bit better. That's about it.
I switched mics, so I apologize. This is my second one. I had a motion by Schlatt, supported by Valerius, to approve, to accept and file the updates, reports, document submission. Shall this pass? Councilman Lloyd?
Yes.
Mayor McLeod?
Yes,
Councilman Schlatt?
Yes.
Councilman Syke?
Yes.
Councilman Valerius?
yes.
Councilman Blevins?
Yes.
And Pro Tem Lally?
Yes.
The yeses have it. Next item on the agenda,
next
Mayor.
item on the agenda is public comments. Do we have anyone out there in the public who would like to comment?
Mayor, while we're looking, can I just add in the September 2nd, Gleaners food distribution is going to occur at the high school, the Allen Park High School. This is the third time hosting. It's actually our third location as well. That'll be Wednesday, September 2nd. I believe it's in the afternoon, and that'll be at the Allen Park High School. We do have that posted on the Facebook page as well.
Okay, what was the time again, please?
I'll have the time for you by the end of the meeting.
Okay,
And if anybody is in the audience, if they raise their hand, I don't see anybody. I do see Bobby Lawrence. Let me, here we go.
Hello, everyone. Mayor McLeod,
hi.
Council, how's everyone?
Doing good, Bobby.
Good. Just want to say hello and that we've been thinking about you all, and it's been a rough go at it. I know we've received a lot of calls from with the UIA situation, and we've got a lot of them taken care of, but just want to reiterate, if you know of anyone that's having concerns that hadn't received their unemployment, that I can personally give you my cell phone number. You have them call me, and we'll make sure we work with them until we get them taken care of. And that number is 313-999-8674.
Could you repeat that because your mic broke up?
Okay, it's 313-999-8674.
Thank you.
And Senator Bullard, he sends his regards and just wants you all to know that we're here if you need anything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Get it.
You.
Anyone else?
The Gleaners time is going to be 2:30 to 4:30. That'll be Wednesday, September 2nd, Allen Park High School, 2:30 to 4:30.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Well, if there's no further public comments, we will close that section and we will go on to the consent agenda. And we have a consent agenda, but have exempted claims and accounts. May I have a motion to approve claims and accounts?
Make a motion to approve, Mayor.
That motion by Mr. Lally. Second.
I'll second.
Second by
Okay.
Pamela Syke. We have questions and discussion on it. The reason for separating claims and accounts. Mr. Blevins?
I was just trying to look through my emails for claims and accounts. There was a section for down DDA 108819. What does that mean?
I believe that's a check, and it's, my understanding is that they need additional information to support the reimbursements. There's 4 different reimbursements in that section of claims and accounts, and not all of them have the support documentation that's needed. So they're just pulling that particular check temporarily.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Then can we take a vote?
All right, Mayor, I have a motion by Pro Tem Lally, supported by Councilman Syke, to approve the claims and accounts. And we'll start with Mayor McLeod.
Yes.
Councilman Schlack?
Yes.
Councilman Syke?
Yes.
Councilman Valerius?
Yes.
Councilman Blevins?
Yes.
Pro Tem Lally?
Yes.
And Councilman Lloyd?
Yes.
Okay, can you guys hear me any better?
You sound like you got a cold.
Okay, because this is my third headset, so I'm hoping this is better.
I could hear you, no problem.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I have a motion to approve the rest of the consent agenda.
Motion Blevins.
Motion by Blevins,
Second, Valerius.
second by Valerius. Take the roll call on that, please.
For the consent agenda with only payroll, there's a motion by Blevins, supported by Valerius. And shall this pass, Councilman Schlack?
Yes.
Councilwoman Syke?
Yes.
Councilman Valerius?
Yes.
Councilman Blevins?
Yes.
Pro Tem Lally?
Yes.
Councilman Lloyd?
Yes.
And Mayor McLeod?
Yes.
The yeses have it. Next item on the agenda, Mayor.
Next item on the agenda is Resolution 1, the resolution to authorize the city administrator to select a commercial real estate agent to market and sell the property where the DPS Garage / Impound Lot are at 4.3 acres. May I have a motion?
Motion, Valerius.
Motion by Valerius.
Second by
Second
Lally.
by Lally. Questions, comments?
I just out of curiosity, do we have a particular real estate agent that we go through or that we've used in the past, or what goes into that process?
Yeah, excuse me. Thank you, Councilman. Typically, we've used Bob Mahalik, who worked for CBRE and represented us on this property here at City Hall and the sale of the old City Hall property. He's now with JLL. We asked him to submit something so we could have him be the guy. We never received anything. So he may still be the guy, but I need to get something moving here. But there's other options out there too. I'll probably work with Joe. Joe knows a few people out there. A couple guys that come to mind. I just don't know if they're still in the area. They have been in the past. Bruce Baja, who's I think a Cabrini grad, and I believe Joe. Who else is out there with Insight?
He's
Joe's
muted.
muted. So there's a couple different options out there. Anything we do would be based on the market rate, not to exceed the, which is usually 6%, so nothing to exceed that. And just to go ahead and get somebody under contract so we can get it moving out there and get it on the street as the goal.
And this falls under professional services, correct? So
Correct.
That's the process.
Yeah.
Okay.
What we did before, we brought in a couple people and interviewed them and kind of felt, who would be the best. And that's when we selected Bob Mahalik. We may do the same on this one just to see, make a few phone calls, have them come in, just talk to them on Zoom, phone call, whatever, just to see what their take would be on the property. I think there's some people are probably more suitable than others, depending on who they have in their portfolio of who they're going to go to as well.
Mr. Administrator, I'd like it, if I have somebody that I know, can I let them send it to you?
Please do. Yes, please do.
Okay.
Randy Thomas is the other gentleman I'm thinking from Insight. I think that's what Joe was telling me.
He finally unmuted, but now he's not talking, so. We'll figure. Are there any more questions on resolution 1?
Want to talk?
If not, then we'll take a roll call.
All right, I have a motion by Valerius, supported by Lally, to approve resolution 1 for the search for a commercial real estate agent. We'll start, shall this pass, Councilman Syke?
Yes.
Okay, Councilman Valerius?
Yes.
Councilman Blevins?
Yes.
Pro Tem Lally?
Yes.
Councilman Lloyd?
Yes.
Mayor McLeod?
Yes.
And Councilman Schlack?
Yes.
All right, the yeses have it. Next item on the agenda, Mayor.
Next item is resolution 2, the resolution to extend the contract for the street sectioning and utility repair program to Savone Cement with the same prices as last year and to waive the city bid process, APCO 2-824-4, as there is no economic benefit to rebid. May I have a motion? Motion, Syke.
I didn't. Okay.
She didn't say.
Well, you opened your mouth. I thought there was a. If you don't want a motion.
The question, so I had to wait for once it got approved. So okay, so I'll say yes.
Say, may I have a second?
Hilarious.
Hilarious. Thank you. You can't tell, can you, Tony, with the little hesitancy in some of these, right? Are there any questions, comments?
I'd like to make a
question.
comment. Oh, excuse me. Go ahead, Pam.
Pam?
Go ahead,
Okay.
Pam.
I keep hearing, we repeatedly always say that we're accepting the previous bid. Have you done your own little check to make sure that what is current is he's still giving a price that's current?
Yeah, so the pricing comes through. Great question though. Yeah, so when they're doing the pricing, that goes through Range's office. So he has the current rate on in the system for the request for reimbursements. So we'll go through it'll go through Range and then also go through Tom to make sure that we'll go back and double check to make sure. Mario does great work, and I know you're not questioning. I know you. That was the point. But yeah, we do a check to make sure, just for our own safety as well. Yes, you're absolutely correct. Yep.
No,
I do have a comment.
Savone Cement does a very, very good job. I've always been very impressed with all my interactions with him. So that was, like you said, that wasn't my question. It's just making sure that, 'cause things are changing drastically. And I just wanted to make sure that we are still receiving a good quote.
We started off with Mario doing, and I mentioned it in the cover letter here. We started off doing a project. I saw him in the hallway of the old temporary city hall, and actually Mike Mizzy introduced me to him and said, hey, this guy might be somebody that could do some work. And Mario was, he put a bid in for the community development block grant. I think it was a small project that he could work on. And he's built from that, and he does tremendous work. We're very fortunate to have him. He's a diligent care. He diligently cares about what he's doing, and I think that has a lot to do with that's his name on the side of the truck. And I think that's why you take a little bit more pride in doing it. He loves Allen Park as well. He's an Allen Park guy, and he wants to make sure you guys are very happy. And eventually I could see him making a bid for the larger volume of work, which is the street millage work in the future.
I'd like to comment on that.
I'm sorry, Tony, I think Tony, yes.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I know Mario for a long time, and I know he's dead. And, he did a lot of work for me and around here. This young man, he has a heart in Allen Park. He does a good job here, and if you go after he's done with the street or intersection, you got to go look at it. It looks like beautiful. He does excellent work, and I know the price is probably pretty good prices. I mean, price is price. Concrete is concrete, and you got to pay for it. But I tell you, even the citizens like this Mario. He respects everybody. The whole crew is very nice. I'd rather see the contract go to one of our people in Allen Park than go away from Allen Park. So I like Mike. To my satisfaction, he's a good man.
It was never questioning Mr. Savone or Savone's.
I don't mean for you to say that. I just something I had to say about him because I know him. That's all.
I'm just really curious what's happening with the cost of concrete, what's happening with the cost of asphalt, what's happening because of COVID with trucking companies. So it's a very volatile market, I think, right now, and
definitely
a market that we've never seen before.
Yep.
Yeah, he's taking on the risk there. He's eating those increases that he's seeing, but to the point that he wants to make sure he's doing work for the city. That's means more. My guess is that he may pick up extra business because the trucks are around town. People see that. I know I'm more apt to use a contractor the city's using because I feel more comfortable with them. In fact, I've done that in my own portion of my own driveway approach that need to be repaired. The city was going to fix half. I paid the contractor the other half because I know that contractor is going to do good work, and it's going to be inspected properly. Mario, I just want to mention here, I sent a letter a couple weeks ago from the residents over on, I believe it was Blair Court, that had kind words to say about Mario and his whole crew. And I've heard that the same thing. It's constant. The whole crew, top to bottom, has been the top notch. And I just want to also mention that Rusty the dog, he moved from Baker College to its new temporary hiding spot at the DPS facility. As he's keeping an eye, as the mayor says, he's keeping an eye on things, kind of scouring for the future. And but he did that.
Making sure, and he's a watchdog too.
He's definitely a watchdog, keeping an eye on things over there. So I think he goes above and beyond the normal call of duty, and that I don't have to. You guys know him, so.
Okay, any further discussion? We all want to get Savone t-shirts, right?
No.
We can't do that. Mike, if you'll take the roll call.
Oh, hold on, I muted him.
Oh, unmute him.
Okay, if you guys can hear me okay?
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Absolutely.
Okay, I got a motion by Councilman Sykes, supported by Councilman Valerius, to approve the extension of the contract for Savone Cement. Shall this pass? Councilman Valerius?
Yes.
Councilman Blevins?
Yes.
Councilman Lally?
Yes.
Councilman Lloyd?
Yes.
Mayor McLeod?
Yes.
Councilman Schlack?
Yes.
And Councilwoman Syke?
Yes.
The yeses have it. Next item on the agenda, Mayor.
Thank you. Resolution 3, to approve the building department to enter into a service agreement with Municipal Services Company for software that will integrate with BSNA for rental and vacant homes.
I
May I
make
have
the
a
motion
motion?
there.
Motion by Pro Tem Lally. I have a second?
Second, Lloyd.
Second by Mr. Lloyd. Questions, comments, discussion?
Well, I'm going to be the naysayer in the bunch because I believe for the amount of money we're paying, we could actually hire an employee. So that's my position on it. Not that it's not a good thing to do or that Matt shouldn't have it for his department. I just think there's another way to get it, in which we could also have a person who would be dedicated to us. So that's my opinion on the subject. And so that's what I have to say.
Through the chair.
Yes.
I just to kind of, obviously, Pam knows I respect her opinions, but from what I heard from Matt and from going through the materials and watching the video, it appears to me that what this service is doing is it makes our employees that we do have more effective and efficient. And I could be mistaken. I definitely could. It's from my analysis, from my looking at it through Matt's presentation, Mr. Baker's presentation on it. It seems like that's what we're going for with this service. You know, I think that's one of the reasons why we hired Mr. Baker is because he's got a lot of new and innovative ideas of where to take the building department, and I think that my default is to trust him and to trust his professional opinion on the matter.
Any further comments? Hearing none, will you take the roll call vote, Mike?
All righty. I have a motion by Pro Tem Lally, supported by Councilman Lloyd, to enter into a service agreement with Municipal Services Company. Shall this pass? Councilman Blevins?
Yes.
Pro Tem Lally?
Yes.
Councilman Lloyd?
Yes.
Mayor McLeod?
Yes.
Councilman Schlack?
Yes.
Councilwoman Syke?
No.
And Councilman Valerius?
Yes.
The yeses have it. The motion passes.
Thank you. Now we come to the council comments, and I should send out a sheet so it's not a surprise, but tonight it's Gary. So he got to start us off for the Pledge of Allegiance, and he gets to start us off on comments.
Well, good afternoon, fellow citizens of Allen Park and fellow council members. I'm going to be short, quick, and say stay safe and keep in mind that we are still in this pandemic, but I did want to share some news that's personal to me, but I wanted to share it to the city that my wife and I are expecting our second child. So we'll have another Ellen Parker in our city. So
All right.
look out for that.
Nice.
Other than that, thank you, everyone. Other than that, short and sweet, and see you in 2 weeks.
Charles.
First off, I just want to say thank you to Mr. Zach Russell. He did a article on me in the News Herald about doing 1 million steps in the for 57 days. I think the best part of doing that is also you get to really talk to the residents when you walk around the whole city, as well as the bonfires, the barbecues, and you're like, man, I wish I was invited to have some hot dogs and stuff like that. But to the residents, I just want to say thank you for what you guys like put us up here, and I hope everyone is patient with us because what we've gone through in the last 8-9 months, I'm trying to, it's just been one thing after another, but I think we have a good team with the council and we're working together. I was going to ask during the work session, because we were talking about the old City Hall property, are we going to have a ribbon cutting to that hotel that's now the Marriott? That's one comment question I had, if we're going to do a ribbon cutting in the future for that business. I keep on supporting local businesses. I've been on vacation every day. I try my best to go down, have somewhere, support them. If you have a day off during the election, and you have nothing to do and stuff like that, I would suggest go to our city clerk's office and volunteer to help out at the precincts. This November, we're 10 weeks away from this election, and so if for some reason you're off that day, I would suggest going to the clerk's office and volunteer for that. Looking back at the 5-year plan that we have, if we can have an update on there, and each year it's talked about it. One thing I was campaigning on is better communication, and on it talks about the DDA and the library working together for the front sign for the marquee. I just would love to see if there's any type of updates or on that. Last week during our work session meeting, didn't really get a chance much to speak, but one thing I would like to know is everyone's goals and what they want to accomplish, and especially, like I always say, about a plan in case if another second wave comes for COVID and all that stuff. And 4 things, and I just want to try to go quick on this. 4 things I would love to accomplish. One is always keep the city beautiful and improve it. One thing I was talking to Councilman Villeras and Mayor Pro Tem Lally about, I would like to have, like we used to have at the old City Hall, a glass case that honors our veterans, whether they're active or deceased. And some suggestions, again, it's not something that happened tomorrow and stuff, just to talk about. Maybe somewhere down the hallway of the Parks and Recs, at the library, because I know they have a box there that for old flags, just something to honor our veterans. Again, it's not something, we got to do it tomorrow, just something in the near future, especially Veterans Day coming up as well would be nice. The other thing that I would love at one year, starting next year, I don't know, and everyone would know, the month in June really means a lot to me and to people I represent and stuff. And I would love for somewhere in the city of Allen Park, we would have a pride flag waving at one of the city buildings through the month of May. That's something I would like to see. And then lastly, when I go for my walks, I see a lot of our masks on the ground. Please, to all the residents and everyone listening, please don't litter. There's plenty of garbage cans downtown, and no one wants to you shouldn't be picking up someone else's mask because you don't know what the disease, because we're still in a pandemic. But I just would recommend, just try, if you're not gonna just put it in the garbage can. And then please remember to vote, and stay safe and stay positive, and thanks, and I yield my comments.
Thank you, Charles. Tony,
Yeah,
your turn.
I agree with Charles Blevins about the veterans box. We did have that on the old City Hall. And, it's just like you said, we don't have to do it right away, but maybe we should think about that. I was at Cup of the Block last week at Leslie. That was very nice. I had the pleasure of giving the Military Service Award to Sergeant Wara. And and I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if the chief said that they was going to have an honor guard, and he's going to be sent to the honor guard school, including the chief and 2 other officers there, which is nice. They have that back to in place for it, the deceased police officer, fire department, city workers, or whatever. You know, some to honor people. We think it's a very nice gesture on this part. I hope they do that. And another thing too, I just want to congratulate whoever does that trivia by the old theater, talking about the old theater. I guess that came out pretty good. I was talking to somebody today and he said they did a good job, and it's getting better as we go along. Very good. I want to thank them for doing that. And also I want to thank Linda Schoback for taking the bull by the horn and taking care of this, the 1, 2, 3, help me out here.
Millage.
The charter,
Village.
the
And
charter.
that's gonna help a lot. They're gonna make some signs to honor the firemen, policemen, and it's gonna be sold for $10 a piece towards the fundraiser, towards the anything they've got to do with the police and fire and everything else, which is very good. Oh, I want to, on behalf of the Knights of Columbus, I want to thank the Parks and Rec and the DDA and the City of Allen Park for letting us use the showmobile. That was very, very nice. They had the music in the park right across from KFC. There was well mannered. There was 6 feet apart, families together, and you bring your own cooler. You sit on your lounge chair. And that's something that helps out our neighboring community and our businesses, and especially the Knights and the Elks and everybody else like that. I think that the showmobile is going to do very well for Allen Park. I want to thank them again for doing it. And there was a music in the park on the 11th, the same night we were having a meeting, and that came out pretty good, I believe. They did a heck of a job. Tribute to the Beatles. And I've seen videos of it. There was a lot of people there, but all scattered, which was nice. It was very nice. And I'll tell you, this police, from ever since our chief of police came on board, he really changed a little bit better than worse. He's doing a good job, and we should clap a few hands for him. And stay behind him, because we got to stay behind our police and fire for what they do. And one more thing I want to talk about. I heard through the grapevine that somebody at the Taylor, I don't know if it's a library or somebody, they're going to do the Halloween, drive-through Halloween. And I says, that's not too bad. You drive through and through different things, like a bunch of guys have a canopy and dressed like, whatever. Scare the kids a little bit and walk right through. And at the end of the walkthrough, you get a bag of goodies for the kids that you have in the car. Something to think about for October. I don't know. I know probably they're still going to get the pumpkins this year, but Elks is not going to do anything, I believe. As far as I know, Pam, I believe they were talked about that they wasn't going to do anything on Halloween, but something to think about drive-through Halloween, which is not a bad idea. But anyway, that's what I'm thinking. And I tell you another thing about Sandy. I want to thank you for what you do at the library. Keep up the good work. And I want to, God bless you. Keep the distance, wash your hands, sanitize, and be careful. I'll see you in 2 weeks. God bless you all.
Thank you, Tony. Dan, 3 letters in the middle.
Sure. I just want
Can't even
to.
read my own chart.
I just want to, as we're preparing to return to school, I know that maybe this isn't as big of a part of everyone's life as it is for Matt and I, but it's always a big part of the year. It's always filled with, it's a mix between excitement and anxiety, and this year those feelings are kind of amplified, and I'm sure that there's a lot of Allen Park residents and students and parents who are feeling that. I really want to emphasize that this is something that however you spend your time is going to come back and be equal for you. So this is a very difficult time. I'm asking, I would just encourage everybody to practice patience, to practice best guidelines, and hopefully we can get back to some level of normal sometime soon. On that note, I would very, very much, and again, I can't thank Sandy enough and for what she does over at the library. That is such a huge aspect of our city. It is truly a hub. Like she said in her work meeting, it's designed for loitering. It's now that we don't have it, it's really made me realize how big it is for our students and for our families. It's a place where people meet with their tutors. It's a place where kids can go and find a quiet space to do homework after school. It is a tremendous resource, and I am very, very appreciative as an educator and an Allen Park resident, all the work that she has put in to continue to make that a resource for Allen Park residents. So thank you to them over at the library. It's very much appreciated.
Pam.
Okay. I've been sitting here listening to all of, not yet Matthew, but I'm sure I'm going to hear the same thing, is that we as a council are very dedicated, and we are always thinking of new ideas, new ways to get things done. And especially in 2020, it's like everything is new, everything is different, everything is amplified, as Dan said. It's the uncertainty of it, the closeness that we now have, but yet we're far apart. It's a very unusual year. I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
And so for me, I know that it's been just so much stuff has happened to me in this year. And one of the greatest parts is being on this council. And I hope everyone knows that we, each one of us, appreciate our residents. We want to do the best for our residents. We want to make a good community to live in, a good community to have, our businesses in. And it's just, it's a wonderful place to live. And I hope that we continue to keep this on track and to going forward so that we don't have any vacant properties in our area, that we have every business full, every property taken, because that would be the ultimate show that we're doing our job well. So with that, I'm just going to say thank you to everyone for tuning in tonight. And of course, thank you to my fellow council people and to the mayor and to our administrator and everyone who showed up. And have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, or a couple weeks till we see you again. All right, thank you.
Matthew.
Yeah, Pam, you said it perfect. I appreciate your words. And like I said, I think everyone feels the same. We all, it's amazing how you could take, so many people from so many different backgrounds and expertise and different things and combine to, see the good that I guess we could all provide and share, like Dan said, it's crazy time. Never in all my years of teaching had I ever thought or envisioned going back to school in a situation like we're in now. But it's here, and, we adapt, and we change the way we do things, and we just hope that we are able to do them the best that we can, because what else is there? I mean, it's, Charles with the 1,000,000 steps, here, I'm not even close to that, but I started cutting grass and helping a lawn care company cut lawns in Allen Park. And, the one thing that, that I see, it's crazy is, here we are in the middle of this pandemic, but there is so much work going on in the city of Allen Park, with all the street renovations, with the DPS facility, with everything going on. It's amazing, and I don't know, I've driven through other neighborhoods in other cities, and, going on, but I don't know of, a lot of the stuff that we have going on here during these times, is taking place in a lot of other, cities around us. And that, that's a testament to, that the city government continues to move, it continues to operate in light of everything that we're faced with, in light of this pandemic, and, everything that it's thrown at us, and I thank all the city workers. They're the ones that are doing it. We as a council just need to continue to support them. All the city workers, and as Tony mentioned, our new chief and fire and police, and everyone. It's an honor for me, like I said, to sit here and serve with all of you, and I appreciate the time. And as the citizens of Allen Park, continue to, like Charles says, I'm gonna steal his thunder, just stay positive, because really, what else? But what else is there to do? I mean, I still look forward to going back to the classroom and going back to school. Yeah, it's different. Yeah, it's scary. Yeah, it's going to be new, but it doesn't change who I am, as a teacher, as an educator, and as a person, and what I want to do and accomplish in my role. And I feel the same about my role with all of you on council. So with that, thank you for your time. Have a good evening, and look forward to seeing everyone in 2 weeks.
Thank you. Maureen, is there anything you want to add?
Yes, I just wanted to share with everyone. We have gone past the due date on our taxes, and as of today, we have collected 92% of what we have billed out. And I want to thank both of the clerks in my department, Emily and Ellen. They both have done a great job. We are still encouraging our residents to use the drop box for payments if they prefer not to come into City Hall. And, I want to let them know that we process those payments daily. So there's no reason why they have to come into the building if they do not want to. And with that, I wish everybody a good night and see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you. Mike?
Yeah, I was hoping to do this at an actual meeting. It means more. But I'd like to first of all thank all the election workers that did work the August election. Contrary to rumors being said, every poll was open. Everyone was fully staffed with 4 more people. And a lot of them were new, but they caught on real quick. And I'd just like to give everybody a big thank you. I'd also like to point out, Allen Parkers, if you're watching this, if you see this, please use your Allen Park businesses. It is the foundation of our community. We're rarer than a lot of other towns. We have a lot of thriving small businesses. We need to keep using them to keep them going during this lockdown. We gotta keep our businesses going. With that, I'd like to thank everybody tuning in. God bless you and good night. Stay safe.
Thank you, Mike. I was kind of, I've got a couple of things I want to touch on, but I was kind of laughing. I have to commend Tony on his bravery, because periodically he comes up with, I heard about this going on here, and in my mind I'm thinking, Tony, you're going to get another assignment. And and this one's got to do with the drive-through Halloween. And since you discovered this,
Wait a minute.
you see, you're gonna learn.
Okay.
You now have to get a little more information on it, and you can share it with your fellow committee members.
Oh, definitely.
You know,
You heard that,
see if it's
Matt?
viable here. You know, because last time we talked about, and there was a lot of concern about the pumpkin patch and everything else that was going on. So because you ran across that, it may be a very beneficial thing if you could get more information, involve your other committee members, and see what you come up with. You might come up with some kind of option where we can end up doing something, right? So you got to stop running across these things though, Tony. So
I think I'm gonna go back to work.
but this is your job.
Okay.
But usually I just, I listen to all of you, and I have to tell you, it is a pleasure to be serving with all of you. I enjoy so much listening to each of you because you come at this from all different perspectives and backgrounds. And what I'm always struck with is that what you're talking about and what you're communicating is coming from you. It's not a facade, it's not a pretense, it's not some platform. It's you. And I think that's what's beautiful about local government, is that we're real people, and we need to make sure we stay that way, as opposed to actors on a stage. And then there's been a lot of stuff going on. I've had to deal with a few things, nothing life-threatening, but I did have some thoughts that crossed my mind, and probably just reading the paper and everybody's going through various things. So I jotted some things down. I know we're all getting kind of weary of having to deal with COVID and isolation and keeping our distance. And like many of you, I sometimes feel, what the heck, you know? And then I read the paper like I was doing the other day, and I see where a father, 72, and a son, 41, died from COVID within an hour of each other.
Oh my God.
And I realized the importance of staying the course, no matter how hard it is. And we have to remember and understand that each of us in our own way is tougher than we realize. And we can get through this. The other thing that I hold near and dear, and I have people have heard me talk on this in the past, and some very close friends of mine have heard me more than talk about it. They've probably heard me clear down the street and through the walls. But another issue that brought me sadness this week is drinking and driving. And I was reminded of it twice, of the horrible consequences of drunk driving. I went to a funeral, it's been a week ago now, Monday, for a friend's mother. And on Wednesday, I had a call from her, and she asked me, do you know anything about the motorcyclist that was killed in Allen Park? And I said, no, I don't have any information. And she said, well, I think Gary and I worked with him at Ford Motor Company, and I think we went on a lot of road trips with him on our motorcycles. He's a really great guy. But someone else called from California and said, hey, I think so-and-so was killed. And I said, I'll see what I can find out. So I emailed the police department. I said, was the victim such and such? And they came back and they said yes. And then, of course, we see posted on Facebook, third-time offender, on probation, drunk driving. And then you pick up the paper and you read about the football coach at Cranbrook. A great guy in his 30s, young man, family. You start reading, I didn't even have to write this down. I started reading this story on Sunday's paper, and I couldn't get through it. I'll go back again because they were talking about his friends getting together and celebrating him from his college days, including Luke Glendenning from the Red Wings. And then you're reading further and further, and you find that he was rear-ended on an exit ramp by a 51-year-old drunk driver. And I have my opinions on this, and I've expressed it, and we need to get a little tougher on it. But please think. I don't care if you get high, I don't care if you smoke, I don't care if you drink, but think before you get behind the wheel and you do something reckless. Because personally, I'm fed up with innocent victims being killed by people who don't give a darn. And with that, I want to thank you all for being here. Please take care of yourselves and hug those who are close to you. And I have a motion to adjourn.
Motion, Blevins.
Second,
Motion Blevins, second by
Tony Lally.
Lally. All in favor? Roll call.
Oh,
Roll call.
okay. Can you guys hear me okay?
You're good, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, I got a motion by Blevins, supported by Lally, to adjourn the meeting at 7:20 p.m. Shall we adjourn? Pro Tem Lally,
Yes, man. Yes, sir.
Councilman Lloyd,
Yes.
Mayor McLeod,
Yes.
Councilman Schlack,
Yes.
Councilwoman Zeig,
I don't know. I'd really like that to stay around the clock. Yes. I have-
Councilman Valerius,
Yes.
and Councilman Blevins.
Yes.
All right, the meeting is adjourned. Well, it's 7:21 p.m.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Hey, good
Take
luck,
care.
Matt.
Thanks. God bless you too, Dan.
Yeah,
Good
you
luck,
too.
Gary. Don't let him outnumber you, brother.
Yeah.